Hi, Hi, this is Robyn from Unexplained Peace, and I just wanted to share with you my experience with the Daniel fast. So, I've been doing the Daniel fast. I don't know how many years I've been doing the Daniel fast. I know it's been a while, but I've been doing it for several years. I was inspired to do it when I saw that Mount Moriah Missionary Baptist Church, shout out to MMMBC in York, Pennsylvania, and Pastor Ryan Johnson. They were the first church that I saw doing it that I paid attention to. I'm sure it was out there, but you know how in life, if something's not on your mind or in your mind, you don't see it, and then you see it, and then suddenly you see it everywhere. Well, that's my story. So I saw them as a church doing it, and I was like, that's nice. I was not ready. I was not ready. And that's my home church. So of course I paid attention to it. Of course I cared about what they were doing, but I mentally was not ready. And at some point I was, and I began to do the Daniel fast. So the Daniel fast, it can be, it depends on the church, the movement. It can be a 10-day fast. It can be a 21-day fast. Of course, these are modeled after protocols that Daniel actually followed in the book of Daniel. And Book of Daniel is a great read. I highly recommend you taking time just to read through it. But this is a 21-day fast, and it excludes, things like dairy and meat and sweets and, baked goods and all that kind of stuff. So for me, for some people, that's their regular lifestyle. For me, I definitely have a dairy stronghold. Well, I'll say this. The dairy stronghold is loosening its grip. I must say. So first of all, let me thank you, Lord. Let me give credit where it's due. I definitely have, backed away some from dairy because I do notice that when I'm not consuming dairy, I feel a lot better. Stands to reason that I should probably give it up completely, but cheese. So I started doing the Daniel fast many years ago, and I have to say that this is the first time that I've done it where I was not concerned about day 22. I was just into it. And I had all of these ideas about what I wanted to get out of it and the answers that I wanted. But let me tell you, God took me a completely different way, and I'm thankful for the way that He took me. And I'm thankful for not only being able to make it through the fast, but to still have a mindset that is focused on a better life. So I wrote a couple of things down. I wanted to share some of the things that came out of this fast for me. First of all, I want to give a shout out to my fellow YouTubers who are new to the scene, God's Daughters. I really love your podcast, and I wanted to give a shout out. Please check out their podcast. I also wanted to give a shout out to Erica's Creative Mind on TikTok. I really enjoy the not only the crafts that she does, but the messages that she shares. So shout out to my people. And now I just want to share some of the things that I got out of the fast. So I hope these things bless you and speak to you. Before I get into that, I do want to share something that a really good friend of mine told me, and I try to share it with everyone because it's so powerful, and I believe that truly the breath of God is in this statement. I was lamenting over some things that, I just wasn't happy with and feeling discouraged about them. And she just said to me, Robyn, he'll make it good. And that stuck with me. It comforted me in a way that I wasn't expecting it to. But I believe that. I believe that he'll make it good. And so that's been a general theme for me whenever I get down, whenever I get discouraged, when things don't go the way I would like them to go, when people hurt me, when my feelings are hurt. I just have to remember he'll make it good. And I focus on that and I ask him, I say, God, please make it good. So he's made it good for me during this fast in a few areas. And one of the things or themes that came out of this fast is he is my source. Sometimes I'm trying to figure things out. Well, how am I going to do this? Or how's this going to happen? And what does this look like? But he's my source, not my husband, not my career, not my abilities, my talents, not anything that I can come up with. I have to remember he is my source. He's the one that gave me these gifts. He gave me my husband. He gave me my talents, my skills, my career. All of these things come from him. All of these blessings flow from him. So there's no need for me to worry and try to figure everything out, because not only will he make it good, he's my source. So that was very comforting to me on this fast. Secondly, to love myself enough to consistently make healthy choices. So I've over many years, I've learned a lot of things about what's better for me in terms of exercise, in terms of eating, in terms of how I spend my time, what I listen to, what I think about. All of those things come together to make a better life for myself and for people around me. Because if I'm doing well and my emotions are on point and I'm firing on all cylinders, then it's going to be better for anyone who comes in contact with me. And so that's one of the things that he reminded me of on the fast. Robyn, you say you love me, but your treatment of yourself does not reflect how much you love yourself. And I want you to love yourself. So I had to realize that I need to do better with my eating. I definitely enjoy walking, and that's just something that keeps my headspace really good. But as far as me being in the best possible shape that I can be, I got some work to do. And he showed me that with me being mindful of my eating and not doing all the sweets, and because I kind of grew up with, we need something sweet after dinner, right? So that was a pattern for me. And it's not to say I'm not legalistic. Oh, I can't. I like to look at things as I can. And so I realized that I can be successful with my eating and still enjoy my life, because, a healthy lifestyle can also become an idol if you're not careful. And I feel like he put that in my spirit. Like, just because you're on this path to have a healthier lifestyle, don't worship it. Just flow into it, ease into it, and ask me for help. And so that's what I've been doing, and I'm starting to get good results with that. And I'm trying to continue to build good patterns with my eating and with my activity and with my mental. I also learned that I love being creative in the kitchen. The other day, now I wasn't successful, but I will be successful. I made an avocado rose, and I loved, when I eat, I'm very visual. I like to see color and patterns and textures and just beauty on my plate. Like, I don't like to just throw stuff on my plate and eat for the sake of eating. I like to look at my food and be excited about what I'm eating. So I like lots of colors. I like to lay and plate food a certain way. That's my thing. And so I felt like on this fast, I need to explore that more. And one of the things that I enjoyed doing was learning how to make flatbread from scratch. So I'm on a journey now to learn more things, how to make more things from scratch. And one of the things that I like about that is I know what's in it. You know, sometimes I think when I made the flatbread, what happened was I was looking for like a Daniel Fast approved flatbread in the store, and I'm picking up all these flatbreads, and most of them had yeast in it, couldn't have the yeast. And then like there was this laundry list of ingredients, and I was just like, what is all of this stuff? And so I made some flatbread with whole wheat flour, water, olive oil, and fresh rosemary. I understand what all of those things are. And it was a joy to put everything together and to knead the dough and to roll it out and to brown it in the pan. It felt good. It felt good. And while it wasn't, I would say, like, the best flatbread I've ever had, it was fulfilling that I made it. And then now that I know how to make it, I can improve upon it. So it's definitely something that I've added to my repertoire. Oh, and I made some pickles too. And yeah, they came out good. All right. Another thing, to be open to what he wants to do with my talents and skills. Sometimes I just make myself into one thing, and I'm not just one thing. None of us are. And yes, I'm a writer by trade. That's what I've done. This year would be 25 years since I've been doing that professionally. But there's other things that I can do. And so I feel strongly that he's calling me to be open to what he wants to pull out of me as far as my skills and my talents. And I think there are things in there that I don't even know about yet. But I'm feeling excited with just the possibility of it all. And finally, do the assignment, no matter what it is. Be obedient in the work that he has given me and stop looking for the impact. Trust that God is making a difference through me, even if I can't see the impact. And that's one thing that I struggle with sometimes. I mean, we're human. We want to know that something that we did matter. We want to know that it helps someone, but we may not always get those messages here on earth at this time. But I know that at some point I will know whether or not I've made a difference. So I wanted to share that with you today. I encourage you to try the Daniel fast. Typically it's done in January, but you can do it anytime. There's no date. There's no set time for it. A lot of times it's done in January because it's the beginning of the year and we're thinking about new beginnings. So you can do it anytime you want. You can pick a month. You can do it for 21 days. You can do it for 10 days. You can do it for 5 days. You can do it for however long God leads you to do it. But I encourage you to do it because in that time, when you are pushing aside some things that would normally get your attention, like food, like whatever you're having, whatever draws you, whether it be social media, certain TV shows, or what have you, just coming away from that for a while and spending more time with God and talking to him and allowing him to minister to you will put you in a different mindset. And the closeness just allows you to hear him in such a beautiful way. And so I encourage you to do that. I had some very enjoyable meals, I will also say, with the Daniel fast. I think that out of everything that I made a like a peanut stew, like a variation of it. I saw something on YouTube, and I'm going to link it in the description, as well as I'm going to link God's Daughters podcast and all of these things that I've talked about. My friend Erica's Creative Mind, her TikTok. I'm going to link all of those things in the description so that you can go and take a look for yourself, including that stew. I recommend that you try that stew. It was so good and so filling and so rich without being overly rich. You know how like you can have something that it's really like that coconut milk that gives it that richness, but it's not the kind of richness that you can only eat a little tiny bit of it and you're just like no, it's just there's a beauty in that that stew. There's a beauty in it that and just an aromatic. Oh, just try it. Just try it. If you try it, please in the comment section tell me if I didn't represent. Yeah, it's good. It's that good. But I hope that you have a blessed day. I hope that you'll think about doing the Daniel fast. There's so many rewards. I mean, oh, my niece did the Daniel fast with me, and that brought me to tears just hearing her testimony and just hearing so many testimonies of people who have done this fast and got answers that they needed or got peace or just whatever. Like, what is this channel? Unexplained Peace. Like, just getting that peace that surpasses all understanding. So I highly recommend that you do it or at least think about it, because look, it took me a couple years. I was side-eyeing it like, I don't know. I got to have what I got to have. And you know what? When you're ready, you're ready. So don't rush yourself. But this is just my message saying, think about it. Until next time, this is a word from Robyn, and I hope that something said in this video ushers you into unexplained peace. Have a great day.